Hello again. Yesterday saw an outbreak of truancy among school children in Britain, which was condoned by parents and encouraged by teachers. Those taking part were pupils who were Muslim, and the truancy took place only in areas where a large Muslim population live, such as the London boroughs of Redbridge, Tower Hamlets and Newham, and also in towns like Luton and Glasgow in Scotland. The ostensible aim of the truancy was to protest about events in the Middle East. What was fascinating was the way in which this truancy was completely ignored by the police and local authorities. Many local authorities run regular truancy patrols with the object of finding children who are hanging about the streets or shopping centres when they should be at school. These patrols consist of teachers, welfare workers, and invariably a police officer as well. Any child of school age, even those accompanied by their parents, are stopped and the reason why they are not at school explored. The reason given for this is that it is very important that no child should miss a single day's school. Because my own child didn't go to school, I educated her at home. I was from time to time stopped by truancy patrols and called upon to explain why she was not at school. Yesterday, though, thousands of children played truant with the support of their parents. The thumbnail to this video shows the scene outside East Ham Town Hall yesterday in the London borough of Newham at midday on a school day. What did the police do to tackle this huge outbreak of truancy? Nothing at all. You will observe that there is not a single police officer in sight in that picture. In other words, the police are keen to lend a hand to truancy patrols, but when there is large-scale truancy of this kind, they simply do not intervene at all, not speaking to the parents or children, not encouraging them to take the kids back to school, nothing. I explained yesterday morning that this would happen at 11 a.m. and I could even have named the schools that would be involved. Why did the police not visit those schools and advise the children to turn around and go back to school when they tried to leave? If I knew which schools this was going to happen in, how come the police did not? Am I really better informed about what is going on in Newham and Tower Hamlets and the local police there? It's a bit worrying if so. In fact, of course, the dogs on the street knew what was going on, and I'm sure that the police did, they just didn't care. This is an example of what is being described as two-tier policing in this country. If an ordinary parent takes a child out of school for the day to go shopping, then there's a chance that she will be questioned by a police officer as part of a truancy patrol and asked to account for herself and why her child isn't in school. If a parent takes a child out of school in term time for a holiday, this can end up in a court case with hefty fines. We all know this. When thousands of Muslim children skip school with their parents, though, the police and local authority simply do not trouble themselves about it. They keep completely away and let them get on with it. This is not, of course, an attack on Muslims or Islam. It is rather a criticism of the way that the British police lately are showing a horrible bias in favour of some groups and against other certain groups. They no longer seem to be fair and impartial, but rather allow some groups to ride a coach and horses through the law while coming down very hard on others for the slightest infringement. During the Black Lives Matter disorders in 2020, police officers actually knelt before rioters and didn't worry at all about their breaching the COVID regulations. When a quiet vigil was held for Sarah Everard, though, they were happy to charge in and disrupt the event and drag people off because they claimed it was violating lockdown. This is what is meant by two-tier policing. The police deciding which laws to enforce and whom they will be arresting and showing preference for some groups over others. This brings the law into disrepute and it tarnishes the reputation of the police. I've already mentioned what kind of protest will be staged today, and we must see if the police will be ready and waiting to tackle them and take a hard line with those disrupting London's transport infrastructure. One suspects that they will not.